Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Catherine Y. Brown, and I am so excited to introduce you to today's guest. Now, as you know, as part of the 501c3 named in my mother's honor, I have been interviewing people, right, and hearing about their experience as it relates to pulmonary hypertension. So we have patients, caregivers, medical professionals, and the community. And today we have Dr. Rahmo with us. Dr. Rahmo, welcome. I'm so excited to interview you today.
Thank you very much for this distinction. And I'm looking forward also to spread my wings in this community. It's a very interesting community. And the target for its relief is going to be our definitely our focus soon.
I love it. Can you first just tell everyone just about you personally and just your background in general?
Yes, I'm actually a scientist by training, and we work mainly on the discovery, the development, and future application of a specific novel stem cell. It's called the small mobile stem cell. This is a stem cell that's derived from the adult tissue, so it's not embryonic or iPSC genetically modified. We have developed that technology over long years, and we are starting also to see a lot of progress in terms of animal results that picture a reversal and regeneration of the alveoli, and that is a great service to people who are affected by COPD and lung diseases. We've seen also some other aspects that relates to hypertension that could be also used then later for treatment of these patients. These relate to how these cells interact with lung cells, and I'm happy to speak in more details about that. So right now we are a company, we are at a preclinical stage, and we are communicating with the FDA with the aim of moving into early or first in human trial, maybe in a scope of months. And the hope is that we can touch this patient with a potential cure instead of a mere treatment of symptoms.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah, the goal is really life-changing for these patients. That's our goal.
So tell for our viewers your educational background and how you got started in this work.
Yes, I actually graduated as a Bachelor of Science from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Switzerland, obviously in Zurich, and then moved to the United States, and I got my PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology. After that, I spent a lot in the realm of clinical applications. So I had a good relationship with a lab. I actually was a director of a lab, a clinical lab. And then, to make the story short, I co-founded the company SMS Biotech in 2015. As a way to see the research in my stem cells, and these stem cells brought to fruition. I would like to see the long road of discovery reaching patients with solutions. And that was the idea of co-founding the company in 2015. By now, we have actually characterized these cells quite good, and we have seen very promising data in vitro and in vivo, that is in animals.
Where is SMS Biotech Inc. located?
It is located in San Diego County in San Marcos, about half an hour north of San Diego, and we've been there since 2018.
Awesome. So how big is the company, and what are some of like the educational backgrounds of the people who serve at the company?
Yeah, the company is still a small company. We thrive, of course, through our interaction and collaboration with other companies. We have, for example, a company that takes care and partners with us in the animal studies. Our company has about 10 employees, and their specialties is, of course, cell biology, biotechnology, and other administrative talents and skills. They have been trained extensively in our premises, and they're performing excellent work.
Awesome, awesome. So as it relates, because you talked about hypertension, but what are the specific things that you're doing relative to pulmonary hypertension?
Yes, what we found actually through studying the interaction between these SMS cells with cells derived from lung, we call them primary cells, such as the alveolar type 2 cells and the mesenchymal stem cells. We found out that the interaction between these SMS cells and these lung cells causes a gene expression change. That means it causes these cells to change the type of proteins they secrete. And some of that changes relate to a protein that is instrumental to hypertension. The protein is endothelin, and also another protein known also to cause hypertension, which is renin. So these two fundamental proteins that actually affect the vessel diameter and affect the pressure, the blood pressure there, can be influenced by these cells. Now, the big advantage of these cells is uniquely to them, actually. This is the ability to administer these cells through inhalation. So we can use a nebulizer to administer the cells directly to the lung. And we hope that in the future, we can see a remedy, not just for COPD, which causes, in many cases, lung hypertension, but we can see the targeting hypertension by these cells specifically, even in cases where the cause is not COPD.
Awesome. So one of our focuses, we work with patients, caregivers, medical professionals in the community. So it sounds like you have a lot of researchers, probably physicians and other people on the team. What work are you all doing as it relates to maybe engaging with the community?
Yes, we have actually many advisors and consultants who work with us very closely on the scientific and on preparing also for the trials. So these are essential, of course, to make the science translate into an application, a medical application. So as a scientist, you can do that much. You need also the physicians, and you need the exposure to the community. so that you get a better handle on what is really beneficial to the patient. One of the reasons why I'm so happy about the talk with you is because I want to invigorate all your community on contacting us and expressing to us their situation, and of course contacting their physicians and expressing to us and forwarding to us their background, their experience. It would help us design a better drug, a better cure, and help them ultimately with something that goes way beyond symptoms.
Amazing. So if your work is successful, right, where do you see, what does the next 10 years look like? Because, if you were and I know there are no guarantees in science, but I'm just curious because we talk about hope. So I know that, we disseminate our information through RBWPH Awareness Group, social media, website, other, channels. And I want people to really hear your heart. What does success look like, and what type of hope could that possibly give people?
Yes, so our thought is the following, that when we start the clinical trial and we show safety in human, and the FDA is satisfied with that safety profile, which actually in animals have been shown to be quite extensive. So these cells are very safe in animal testing. We assume that is going to be the case. What we can do then, we can file for humanitarian use and can address some of these patients that are sick with hypertension with these cells. Of course, it depends on the FDA and her satisfaction and them allowing us to do so. It has been the case before because, you have cases where people are threatened with death and they have no other means. So there is a very strong case for humanitarian use. And if we can show with several patients that we can be of an advantage, we can increase the production of these cells and really benefit the community, especially given that this disease is really relatively rare, compared to the COPD, which is way more prevalent. But it seems like, from my knowledge, that pulmonary arterial hypertension is not that extensive. We might actually be able to create an impact.
Amazing, amazing. I am so curious, just what inspired you to start this work, and what were you doing before you started this? What were you doing?
Well, my passion is research, but it is my ultimate goal is really to see that happening in terms of serving the patient. So being in contact with patients in the clinical field, when I was a director of a clinic, a laboratory clinic, made me really vigorous about that goal. I think we, for some reason, we are always prepared for moments in our personal history where we have to shine, and we have to amass all our energy, all our knowledge to make a difference. So I guess I were under preparation for these moments where we can serve, even if we serve 10 people, if we serve a few of them, I would see my life goal accomplished. and I will pass the baton to somebody else.
Somebody else. So it wasn't that there was like somebody in your family that was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension. It wasn't like that. It was just the interest in contributing to science.
Uh, that's not quite right, actually. I have my mother suffering from a degenerative disease.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
she is suffering from Alzheimer. And, Alzheimer is quite debilitating.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my interest and expertise did not go to solving issues related to brain. We hope that at some point we can contribute to that too, because we have a platform technology. Stem cells are known to be able to help in many tissues. And we believe that could be also in the future possible with these stem cells. However, definitely we have people. I have, you know how valuable a mother is, and maybe the most valuable person in your life. And having her suffering from a degenerative disease keeps me always aware of how important to move that technology forward as fast as possible and as safe as possible. Of course, we want to be safe. We don't want to risk any patient being harmed by us, definitely not. But we want to make sure that we do our utmost possible to reach that goal quickly. And you have my personal promise that I will do all my best to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's good to hear of the work that you're doing. Now, sometimes we have people who are in college, in graduate school, and they're watching the stories. What would be the trajectory or advice that you would give to someone who says, I like the work that Dr. Rahmo is doing, and I would like to one day open up my own, company. What advice or words of wisdom could you give someone? Because it sounds like it takes a lot of uh, visionary leadership to open up an innovative company in this way.
Uh, yes, I think my advice has been and will be, because I was a professor at some point and I taught young people. And my advice is always set your goals high. Make sure you have incremental success so that you don't feel too much disappointed if you don't reach that higher goal. But definitely set your goals quite high. It's not about building a company, it's about building a treatment. It's about building a therapy. That's your goal. Whether it's be it through a company, through academia, through a corporation, being even an employee of another company, it doesn't matter. Set your goals towards the worthy goals, and make them high enough so that they consume you. They take all your energy and passion. Without that, without passion, without energy, it's hardly your life will hardly have a meaning.
I love it. Do you have internships and other opportunities at the companies? Because you said at one point you were a professor. So do you have other opportunities that helps inspire the next generation of leaders?
Absolutely. We have had many interns, and we have now also an intern. And we like to engage also people who come early, who graduate early. I think these opportunities exist, and it exists now even more than before in our industry, the biotech industry, and it should inspire the young people of going towards a higher goal. We have been living right now a revolution in the cell therapy field, and there have been momentous achievements, and there will be more. So definitely, I would encourage anybody who graduates or is about to graduate to engage in the industry and see where his passion lies.
All right, where his or her passion lies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sorry. Definitely. Actually, you probably know that most people who work in the biotech are actually, if I'm right, ladies. And we couldn't live without them. Definitely, even as an industry, we don't live without them in our personal relationship, of course. That
I
too.
love it. So I would say, is there anything else that you want to share that I have not asked you? And I know I've asked you a lot of questions, but you are amazing. And I feel like I'm just soaking so much knowledge, but anything that you want to share?
Yes, I think what I wanted to emphasize is that as a patient, be interactive, be active, share your story. I know some patients actually wrote books about their daily sufferings, about their daily worrying, about their daily issues. If you're not a patient, maybe your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother can write that. We need to see and understand you. The more we understand you as a patient, the better we can serve you. So please don't feel discouraged. Make yourself a target of learning and wisdom. Every patient, especially if those are rare cases or rare diseases, and if you take personalized medicine, every disease is personalized by the person. So every person has a slightly different experience. We eager to learn from you as scientists, as physicians. Share what you have as information, and you will have a listening ear, definitely.
I love it. Let me ask one final question, because when you mentioned that, because I know you're doing internships and other things, do you have community-based opportunities where you engage the community, or do grants and things to help support community people who are doing this type of philanthropic work?
Actually, we are not quite rich to finance some of these community activities. We, as a startup or early stage company, we kind of short in money. But I can promise you, once we have enough investment, part of that will be to invigorate this community and to create a direct bridge between us and them. I want to see that connection being vibrant, being effective. It motivates so much the people who are working on solutions, and it enlightens them on how these solutions should look like, so that they are accepted and they are practical solutions. We're looking for that stage, definitely. If we show success in human, we will get significant funding very easily. And I will definitely make sure that some of that funding goes into that plan.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you again for taking time to speak with me today. I definitely want to follow up and hear how things are going with you. And so we definitely have to stay in touch.
That was my utmost pleasure, Dr. Catherine. Please stay in touch.
Thank you. And for our viewers, you have met Dr. Rahmo from SMS Biotech Inc. And I will be sharing his information below, the website information for the company specifically, just so you can find out more about the work that they are doing there. So thank you all so much for joining. Yes, Dr. Rahmo, thank you. I really appreciate you and taking time. I'm going to press pause. Wonderful. All right, everyone, we're back, and I won't keep you long, but Dr. Rahmo and I were having a great conversation. And uh, can you just share what you just shared about the way that we need to advocate? Because I think people need to hear that.
Yes, I think your community should be the first to be aware how important cure versus symptomatic treatment is. We have too many chronic diseases. We need to aim for cure. And a curative technology should actually save society from so much burden. I mean, just the financial burden and the suffering coming with the chronic diseases. Even if some treatment exists, that suffering still exists, and great expenses. I would like to see a shift in medicine towards curative approaches. And a fundamental to that are actually regenerative medicine. That means medicine that uses stem cells and other type of cells to replenish, repair, regenerate the tissue.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. It was great talking with you, and I will be in touch soon.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine. It has been a pleasure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.